we go. Valerie, what is up? Let's see. Jesse, Michelle. This is the first time I've seen the yards in the background. Yeah, getting ready to plant some more. We've got a whole lot in the my office. I've got the rack set up there next to it. It's just full. I can't even bring out the lettuce. Remember, we were growing them in the. We had here tray right here. I've got lettuce growing in that tray right here right now, and it's growing all through the rack and everything. It's huge. I can't even take it out without like having to trim half of it off. So I'm going to film it a little bit tomorrow morning so we can have a video on YouTube and Facebook, and then I'll try and pull it out of there. We might have to cut half of it off and then pull it out and harvest the rest. We're going to harvest some because I've got about a dozen of these with lettuce in it that are just right packed up next to each other. They're growing tall and they're packed up. They kind of need a little bit of space, and I really don't have the space there right now, so we're going to have to harvest a lot. Mike, is the shipping per item, or do you discount shipping for multiple? Yeah, it will bundle if we do like when we did the adapters and it's under, you know, a pound or whatever, they'll bundle those together up to about 5 pounds. I think might go over 5 pounds now because it's mostly ground, whereas before they were doing priority if it went over 1 pound. So it'll bundle it together. The one thing that it won't bundle is if I do any kits, which we don't have the kit tonight, but sometimes when we do the kits with the clay pebbles and nutrients and adapters and seeds and everything in it, and we just load it up, that goes over 2 or 3 pounds. And that, I don't think I put that on bundling. I put that on each. So that one won't bundle, but all the other stuff, like when we have the seeds, I'll pack up some seeds tonight, guys. I've got bags. Y'all tell me, go look at the price too, so you're not bidding like $40 for, you know, a bag of seeds. So go look. I've got the speckle pea. I've got a ton of basil. If you got, look, basil, we'll show you this. This is one that started, right? Here's one that's been growing. We've been picking off of this and harvesting off of this because, you know, basil, when you top it off, right? Then the next one down below it has 2 little leaves and those will bush out. So don't be afraid to harvest, right? Wow, I love that. So we've been picking off of this. You probably can't tell because it just looks bushy, but there's little, you know, pieces like missing. So Keely's just been coming up here, cutting those. Even if we top this whole thing off, there's still smaller ones here that these guys were the ones taking the nutrients. You know, these guys are still up here struggling. So you can like cut those and these will pop up. So it'll just keep going. So this is it with our little adapter there. And look, guys, it's not like bright white and everything. Everybody's worried about, you know, bright white. And these, if they're going to be in here for weeks and weeks and weeks, it's probably not going to stay bright white in that. And this one actually has algae on the bottom. Algae goes through a little life cycle. YouTube and Facebook, I forgot to say, hey, how y'all doing over there? See a little bit of algae down there? See how it's moving around, it's floating? That's because there was algae on here and it died. It goes through a little life cycle and then it's just settling down at the bottom. And I think it just becomes plant food. So that's, I don't cover mine up, right? Everybody's like, that's why YouTube and Facebook, when I was making videos over there, all the people would jump on it. You have to do this, you have to do that. I just like to do, you know, my own thing in that. I know that would be slower, but I wonder how perennial herbs like thyme and oregano. Yeah, Fruitful Fancy, you're gonna have to like practice with each one of those. Phyllis, how are you doing? Some plants just don't like the root sweat like all the time. Like basil, you can cut that. Like I just cut this one off. If I would have went down like one more, then, you know, you could put that just in the water and it'd root, and then you could stick those into one of these so you can keep on propagating your basil. Still likes the water in that. Some other ones like rosemary and that, I would have a little tougher time, but it can be done. Oh, here we go. Miss Sean, congratulations, you got the first giveaway. Let me write that down. But someone, is the lettuce cut and come again? Yeah, let me show you. Do y'all want to see one lettuce? Like I said, it's hot out here in the garage. It's not climate controlled. So like this guy's even starting to wilt a little bit because he was used to being inside right next to my desk, like 76 degrees. And out here it's over 90. So I might take this guy back inside in a minute if he looks like he starts drooping over, because I want to get back where it's cool and under the grow lights. But do you want to see one of the lettuce? How old is this basil? I really don't remember. It's probably over 3 weeks. This one's probably like 2 weeks. And this one's under the grow lights. And this one's just by a window. So if you don't want to eat it all at one time, this one's planted about a week before that. And you can see that this right here, you can cut the ones up top, and there's a bunch of smaller ones down below it. So you can actually top that off and it'll keep growing and just keep this by some bright lights. Let me go grab one of the lettuce that we got for you. All right. Hold on 1 second. Everybody behave themselves. And let me know if you want a bunch of the little dill packets. We'll do a giveaway with that. All right, here's some lettuce. And guys, I like to neglect my plants just to see how far I can push it without having to do anything. Like you can come in and like all the small ones down there, you can trim those off, eat them, or trim it up a little bit where the light's not getting to it, because this is actually getting so big, right? You got your little small ones. I just leave everything. Like I said, I don't worry about algae and whatnot, right? It's not bright white, right? But look at that. Kapow. All right. That looks just like a head of lettuce, right? And this is growing a lot quicker because the head of lettuce will take you what? Like 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, right? It's probably just about 3 weeks because it's not one single head of lettuce. This is a bunch of the microgreens. So this started out, I've got to go ahead and make space in there. I can go get another one that's like 2 weeks earlier than this. And those guys are ready to give a little bit of space and space out. But this one, we just keep coming in, trimming a little bit. You know, if you just want a couple sandwiches, if you want like salad, you take like half of this if you want. So I keep this one. What's up, Nana? So it looks pretty, right? For the videos. But some of them that are in there don't look that pretty because we're coming over and like just cutting off what we need, right? And like I said, Keely comes in here, you know, and she made what's that thing with the balsamic vinegar, tomatoes, basil, what's that called, guys? And she came in here and just said, can I have a couple leaves of basil? You know, she just wanted a little on her plate. Sure, you know, trim, cut. Now these you can top off because everybody knows basil, right? When you cut it at one of the nodes, there's 2 tiny little leaves, and those will branch out, right? And it'll keep bushing out. Like this, you probably want to go around and get some of the bigger leaves, and then the smaller ones will have a chance to develop. See, there's still, in the middle here, there's still like some small ones, whereas you've got all of that. But how cool is that, guys? Like that. And that's just inside of one of those. So just like all these empty jars, this right here is what that's grown in. No explosive diarrhea. Any microgreens, you can try. I haven't tried them all. So basically, like I said, what I do is I want to show people easy ones. Like I said, that's why we're giving away this dill. It's because dill's a little tough. Once dill gets going, you can grow this all the way to seed, right? If I win an auction, can I buy multiple for my winning bid. Yeah, you sure can. Well, we'll start doing some seeds in a minute here. That's the reason I keep running away. Keep you running away. Yeah. What do you mean dill is tough? Dill takes about 3 weeks to even germinate before you see anything happen. So it'll be sitting in here, whereas like the tot soy, right? Our pak choi and tot soy will like germinate overnight. The red cabbage, you'll see it start to split and start to sprout. So within a couple of days, you're already seeing tiny little roots come out the bottom. They're already starting to grow. People get excited, and you watch it grow like that because it grows so fast. When you put dill, parsley, just look up, Google germination rate of parsley, germination rate of basil, whatever you're going to grow. And if it's like 3 or 4 weeks, don't put it in here and expect it to sprout overnight. So I want to give people things that are going to be easy. I don't want them sitting there, get these things and sit there with this for 3 weeks and get impatient. They're just going to like say it didn't work, or they're not going to have enough ventilation, air circulation, and it's going to get moldy, and they're just going to say this doesn't work and give up. I don't want people to give up. I want you to do this, because once you do that, you can have fun. You're going to keep doing it over and over again, right? How many of these a week do you need? Right? This was one of these. A little bit of space. I can fit about 6 of these on the 3-foot rack, right? The wire rack. I fit about 18 to 24 of them when I first plant them out, and let them sit together. They'll push each other up, hold each other up. When you pull them apart to water, they might fall over, push them back up, and they'll stay up. And then once they start to get big enough, spread them out a little bit. You have to keep in the dark longer for germination. Yeah, I usually keep mine. What we do is take that and cover it up. And that's what we did. I don't know if you guys saw. You want me to put one together real quick? What did y'all saw the video? It's fill, blot, sprinkle, spray, and cover. And that's all. So if you do that, you can do this. You want me to do one real quick? All right. Let's see. So everybody's seen this? Hold on. Let me check my YouTube and Facebook people over here. Melissa, I love to try this setup. Jasmine, how are you doing? Tammy, how fast I'm wondering. I've been playing in the dirt. Yeah, dragging a hose around is no fun. Palm Coast, Leah, welcome in. I'm a couple hours from Palm Coast. We actually had a lot of clients. My wife used to paint murals. We had clients out there. It was awesome because they had a condo right on the beach, and we'd go in and they'd be at one of their other houses, and they'd say, just stay. And we'd be out there painting and using their pool and wake up in the morning with the ocean right outside the window. It was awesome. All right, so everybody see this? I'm going to take it back in because, like I said, it's 90 degrees out here. This looks pretty good, right? All right, I can go back and get it in a minute, but let me go to set it in there. Guys, the setup that we have with the baking dish is bigger than that. I can't even bring it out here without, like I said, we have to like actually cut it out of there. Here, let's do this giveaway. All right, y'all want some more dill? As long as I got that out. And then, like I said, I've got tot soy. I've got, I think I've got a little bit of red arrow radish. I've got arugula. Got some broccoli. I've got speckled peas. We'll put some in a bag. You guys, we'll get going. I'll let you guys tell me how big a bag you want, and then we'll put it up for $1 and y'all can bid on it. Arugula, broccoli. I can't wait to start this journey. Ain't your mama? Yeah, it's awesome. This is so cool. We've been working. I've been doing this for 10 years, and now we're stop the garnish. we keep trying to make it easier and easier and easier. And instead of getting on YouTube and Facebook and trying to look like the smartest person and trying to get, you know, all these figures and all those different steps that you have to do, we kept working at taking things away. What's the least we can do? And it's tough to make videos. You can't keep somebody. YouTube wants you to keep them there as long as possible. Facebook does too. TikTok, everybody does, right? But if we keep subtracting, and basically we're telling them just put in some nutrient solution, how do you make a 30-minute video out of that, right? Unless I just sit and run my mouth. So, but what we do is we just keep taking away until it's easier and easier. Love watching your stuff. Thank you, Mitch. Appreciate it. Eat granola. How are you doing? It's exciting. I'll try anything. Awesome. Well, here, let's see how many I can put in here. We're gonna do about, this will be the next giveaway. YouTube and Facebook. Let me put the link over there. If you want to jump on Whatnot where we're having the giveaways, jump over there. And everybody, I think I asked when they want me to live stream and do a giveaway with a gift certificate for grow lights. It might be Sunday afternoon. That's when I got a lot of people saying that they could make it. So either follow me here, follow me on YouTube, Facebook, make sure your notifications are on, and watch out for Sunday, okay? We might do an Amazon gift card giveaway here too. Here, let's do this. How's that? All right, this is the giveaway. I'm not going to count them all, but here. That's a bunch of dill seeds. Each one has about that much in it. All right. This will be the giveaway. But you got a question? Hey, I'm about to start indoor hydroponic grow tower for the first time. Awesome. I've only ever done soil. Any tips that I should know? Nope. So wherever you got your grow tower, follow those directions. We make ours out of 5-gallon buckets, and there's no pumps, no aeration, no nothing. It's called the Kratky method. And if you go look at my channel on YouTube or Facebook, what we did was we start our microgreens like this, and then we come in and we pull them out, and I put them into those systems and let them grow out full size. Let's see. You'll see it on one of these. You'll holler at me when this gets to what you see them growing out. So if you bought those anywhere, follow those directions. We like to do things like simple. I used to do that, but they cost like too much, and I had a lot of people who couldn't afford them. So we just figured out we're going to do it without it. I followed you here because of YouTube. Awesome. Well, on my YouTube channel, if you go down, there's a playlist that says power towers or garden towers. And that's how I put mine together. I did one with a pump, and all we did was use Master Blend. And from there on, that was one, and I did away with that. The next one we did no pump, just stacked buckets on top of each other. And you can go in there and see we've had like how much 3 5-gallon buckets would be about that big, right? And then some we had 4, full of basil, full of kale, full of pak choy, lettuce. You know, we grew different things with it. Go look at my channel. We've even, if you use the Master Blend, we had tomatoes, peppers. There was all kinds of peppers. There was banana peppers, habaneros, bell peppers. What's the other pepper, guys? We had a bunch of different peppers. The habaneros were awesome. Just rewatched the tower video. Oh, cool, Terry. I'm going to do a few plants that are too big for the tower, so I'll probably use the bucket for those. Yeah, that'll work good. And then we just trellised up like the tomatoes. I just tied it up with twine. Some I just tied to the rafters, the eave, and whatever we could do. Any leaves, curves with doing tomato, learning curves with tomatoes. Yeah, lots. That's why, like here, I start everybody with greens first. Learn all of that. Like they need more nutrients. If you go look at my channel, on here we're going to be using this. All these leafy greens, everything you see me doing here, we've been using this. It's 1 teaspoon per gallon. It says 1 to 2 teaspoons. Everything that I've been growing is 1 teaspoon. You can bump it up once they start to get bigger like this. If you want to bump it up, you can bump it up. Okay, that's easy. Terry on here has used this to grow. Yeah, Amazon. Yep. And I've got affiliate links in that too. And you don't even have to use them. All you have to do is go on Amazon and look up General Hydroponics Maxi Grow. Okay. You're gonna have to check it out. I like your basil plant. Thank you, Kathy. I bought some random off-brand and didn't know what kind for hydroponics. Yeah, I tried a bunch of different things when I first started, but like when people jump in here, a lot of people have never planted anything. They just see, you know, they're scrolling through whatnot, right? Over on YouTube and Facebook, if they find my channel, basically they've been searching for gardening videos or how to grow things and everything, right? Over here on whatnot, like people are just scrolling and they pop in. So I wanted to do something easy. So I've been using this. If you go to my YouTube channel, you hear me talking about Master Blend. If you want to grow tomatoes, peppers, and everything, use Master Blend. Terry said, yep, I use Maxi Grow even with fruiting plants. She's been using just this Maxi Grow. So if you all want to try that, she said she's grown. What'd you grow, Terry, besides peppers? I know you said peppers. I've read Robin. Like I said, on this channel, we try to do everything as simple as can be. Even with the Master Blend, I start the plants with it. Look, 1 teaspoon, 1 gallon, right? That's it. Shake it up. It's that easy to mix up. Master Blend, you have to stir and try to get it all mixed up. You have to mix it in separate containers. The calcium nitrate and your Master Blend and your Epsom salt. You have to mix them up and then mix them together. You saw how easy that was when I was talking. We just did that, right? That's why I do that over here. I use Maxi Grow and Bloom. Jennifer used the Maxi Bloom. I grow tomatoes and eggplants and peppers. Okay, so she grows tomato, eggplant, peppers with this. So everybody just, there's no one right answer and end all beat all. Everybody's always asking me too, what's your favorite microgreen? What's your favorite way to do it? How come you're using clay pebbles and now you're not? How come you use sand, right? I want to show people a bunch of different ways they can do things. And then we all live in different environments. We all have different budgets. We all have different ways of doing things. I want to give you options. I don't want to say here's the end all be all way to do it, and I'm not doing it any other way. So we have a bunch of different ways to do things, but the main underlying thing is just it's going to be as easy as we can make it. All right. So that's the nutrients. Here, we'll put one together real quick. The lettuce, guys, this is all I'm doing. All right. So we said fill. Have some seeds. Got some topsoil here. Let me get a paper towel. Now we're going to do one, but as you can see, I don't do one at a time, right? It'd take me forever. I just go one. Can I use stones for my fish tank? You can try it. I've been using this one right here is with pea gravel right there, because before I made the mesh one, I had a bunch of these made up. I don't want to throw them all away. We gave away a bunch of those, right? We sold some last week. I had like oodles of these that I was using myself. I think, I mean, shoot, I still have. Here's another bag. I still had a couple more. Every time I turn around somewhere, I still find, see, it's this one right here. I got like about 8 of them in there because I have some soaking somewhere. I had some drying and cleaning, and every time I turn around, I find some. So I don't want to toss them out. So I used them, and this is all. I just used the pea gravel. This big bag was $5.47, weighed about 40 pounds. Anywho, that's what I planted this in. I think that one too. So you can try the aquarium gravel. We've also used clay pebbles instead of the big ones like you see in the video back here. They've got little tiny clay pebbles that look like BBs, little tiny peas. So these will work good in this too. So we've got some stuff growing in that. Clay pebbles will absorb some moisture and hold on to it, so it'll stay wet a little bit longer. Clay stones lead free. You're gonna have to look that up yourself. I have no idea, but they're made for growing plants. They're made for hydroponics. I have leca that I can use for orchids. Easy to clean and last. Yeah, you can use it over and over. That's why we started this. And if you can see all these we're putting together with the leca, is because if you grow microgreens with soil and you do it over and over, if you go once, twice, it's all right, go buy a bag of soil, go do it, right? If you're going to keep doing it over and over and over, you're going to have a bunch of soil. Either it's going to pile up outside, you're going to have to keep composting it. It's going to have to go through that whole process, and you're going to have to add other stuff to it, and you're going to have to flip it around and make sure it's the right temperature and all that, right? And then you got to screen it before you can even think about using it again. With the leca in that, you can use it, you can take it, clean it out, and I let mine sit out in the sun and dry up, and then you can start it all over again. All right, we're going to put one of these together real quick. Y'all want to see one quick demo? We've got a little paper towel, our seeds, and let's see, I need to cover it up. Let me grab a lid, and we're ready to go. All right, if you keep the lid that comes with it, we've got these adjustment rings, YouTube, over on Etsy and that. We've got these because this will work without it. But see how it goes down inside of there a little bit? Some people, if it doesn't sit right up on top, they have a heart attack. It doesn't fit, right? So made a little ring that just holds them all up. You can use the metal band that comes with this, but I found after 3 or 4 uses, it started to rust. So I didn't like my stuff rusting, so I tossed those out. I just 3D printed some of those. So we've got that on there. It also gives it a wider brim. So if you decide to use a humidity dome, we just got some of these punch cups, you know, you drink, and they work well as a humidity dome if it's like really dry where you're at. When you say add more nutrients, do you just add the water that already has Yeah, when I say add more nutrients, I keep this bottle. See, I've got another one down here. I'll go ahead and put a little bit of nutrients in there. See, that one looks clear. I'll keep those sitting around so that when I go to here, water, like this guy is down to here. See that? Smell a little funnel. We got a little tiny funnel. If I remember, I tossed those in, but I just get this, look for funnels for essential oils on Amazon. And I get a big bag of these. You can get just a couple bags, or for a few bucks more, they've got a 3-inch one. I've got that inside. I'll go get it. I 3D printed me some too. All right. Anywho, so right here, we've got to look, see that hole, the big hole that goes all the way through? YouTube, Facebook. That's where you can go ahead and water it. So your water goes down, and then you keep this part up here dry. If you keep watering in here and keep it really, really wet, you're just going to mold, mildew, damping off, all kinds of problems, right? That'll stay a little bit moist just from the plant sucking up water and aspirating in that. But you don't want to keep adding more moisture into there. So you do this, and when you water it, it's going to go down below, just like this. Here. You can add just like this. If this is too big, trying to pour that into there, put in a smaller bottle. And I swear, guys, we're going to put one together in a minute. Look, and this is all you have to do to water it. Can you see where the water level is right there? Try not to drip it on my computer. See it going up? See it going up? Right? How easy is that? Is that easy? That's all you got to do. Maintain the level. This guy, when this guy gets this big, they'll use that much water in one day. So when they're small, you might not have to mess with this for a few weeks. When it gets this size and you're picking off of it and eating and it keeps growing, this one right now, I'll fill it up. It'll be down here tomorrow morning. Well, tomorrow afternoon. But that's how easy it is. That's maintaining it. That's it. Here, let's put one together. All right. So remember, fill, blot, sprinkle, spray, and cover. Okay. Fill, what we want to do is fill it up right to the bottom of this. People are asking, why do you blot? Why do you have to blot? If you know what I do is I just fill it up like this. It's going to go through those holes anyway. And they think that it's like I'm getting too much water in the top. That's why I'm having to blot it. But that's not the reason. That water will go down. Fill it right to the bottom. Right? Now you want it to be a little damp here, but you don't want it to be so much that your seeds are floating. So if you see water in the bottom, if there's no water here, but it's a little damp, you're okay. You don't have to blot. So, you know, don't get crazy about that. But if you see standing water there, put your paper towel in there, soak it up. Now it's just damp. There's no standing water, right? What do we do? Fill, blot, sprinkle this topsoil. They'll go right into those little holes. Now basil's a little small. That's why I use the pea gravel for the basil. Spray. This is just water. Just to get it damp to germinate, and cover. So if you kept that lid, just put it on there. That's it. So if you can do that, you can do all the stuff you've been seeing me do. Now what you do is come back the next day and look in there. If that looks dry, give it another little spritz, right? If you see like moisture on it, like condensation, you see moisture in there, just leave it alone. Peek at it, leave it alone, all right? Does basil fall through? Yeah, the basil does. That's why I use pea gravel for this. Basil and amaranth are real tiny, tiny, tiny seeds. Guys, did we do another giveaway? Or did we do just the one? I've been running my mouth. But is that easy? That makes sense. I've been looking into sizes and wasn't sure. Waiting for the giving. All right. This one's all these dill seeds. Yes. All right, there you go. Anybody wants a dill, and I'll break out the other seeds for you. That's giveaway number 2. I got a couple more dill seeds if y'all want me to put those together, or we can move on to something else. Y'all let me know if you just want giveaways. Here, we'll do a couple tonight, or if you want me to run some of the seeds, we'll just start at $1. The other seed. You can use generic jars too, just need a wide mouth. Yeah, just use a wide mouth. And let's see. All right. That's a ball mason jar. I don't know if y'all can see ball. You can see that's just plain, right? They're all just, they're both wide mouth. See how that falls down right in below the lid? And see that's falling down in there even farther. They're all just a little bit different. Right, see that one goes down even more. And this is, I forgot, Golden Harvest or something. It's another generic brand. That one sits up on the top. See how the lip is right up on the top? So they're all wide mouth. When we were trying to make them, we're finding out they're all like just a hair off. And sometimes even the ball mason jars, a little bit was a hair off. So that's why we actually did this. You know, all of them work. Because you're not going to have to take this. Our initial one, where we didn't have the straw in here for the funnel, we're having to lift it up to get water in there. So if it fell down in there a little bit, that was a pain, right? And that's why we made the adjustment ring, so you could lift it up. But you're not having to do that anymore. When it's in there and it's set, you're not picking it up any. You don't want to disturb the roots and everything. And anytime you're going to water, you're just going to go in through that, right? I've been using soup containers from takeout, cut a hole Yeah, didn't you post that in our group, Terry? And y'all look at Keep On Growing Facebook. There's a group. Go join the group. And if you guys got any questions about this, just post a picture in there, and people will jump on there and help you out. It's awesome. Yeah, but the different size, the different jars, the wide mouth, they'll be just a hair off, but they all work. All right, that's that giveaway. Let's see. What do y'all want to start with? I've got arugula. I got broccoli, arugula, speckled pea, a little bit of red arrow radish, and top soy. If you listed arugula and top soy, we'd love to buy some. All right, we can do arugula, top soy, arugula, speckled pea, radish. All right, we'll do a couple like single ones. We'll see how that goes. And then if you guys don't mind me waiting and packing them up, maybe we'll throw like 2 or 3 different kinds in a pack, and then just bid on that. Any super? What super, Nana? How's the self-watering attachments work? Now, if you come on tomorrow or the next day, I'll do like some demos with this. If you watch back here, if my big head's not in the way, you'll see me putting them together. If y'all want, I can do one. I think I've got stuff where I can do a Coke bottle. But basically, all they're doing is growing microgreens, pretty much set it and forget it. And then you can take it and transplant them if you want. You'll see pictures up here where we transplant them in the garden and grow them out. But even if you don't want to do that, if you just want to grow like microgreens, grow them a little bigger and just keep on growing, it's fine just like that too. I need one of those. Let's see, mixed greens. Oh, mixed greens. Yeah, we can do a couple of different ones. Can you run some of the new adapters tonight? Susan, I'm like fresh out tonight. If you come back and check, we've been just getting hammered. Probably sometime this week where we're getting it set up. If you guys were on YouTube or Facebook, did anybody see something called Portal? You guys over on YouTube and Facebook, let me drop you a link real quick. You guys go ahead and this is the link to Whatnot. If you jump over to Whatnot, you're going to get a $15 credit. I think it was $25 for a couple of weeks. But this is where we're going to be having an auction. And when you see us giving stuff away, that's where that's at. All right. Do you have to change out the water if you let it continue to grow? I never change. Psycho case. Congratulations. That's another thing, guys. People are always like, if there's a little bit of algae, they're freaking out. They're taking that, dumping the water, putting new water, scrubbing the roots, and the plants are just stressing out. I never change my water. If it gets like really cloudy and smelly, if you're growing like brassicas, pak choi is a brassica, all of your broccolis, your cabbages and that, sometimes the water might start to smell a little funky. You can dump it out and start over. But what I would do is wherever that water line is, I would put it right to that same exact line and just leave it for a day or two, let it kind of acclimate. But if the water doesn't smell funky, doesn't look, bad, I never change. I just keep adding to it. This one's never been changed out. See how big that is? I don't know if maybe you can see a little bit of algae on the bottom. Yeah, you can see it, right? YouTube and Facebook, can you see that? There's a little bit of algae on that. People who do hydroponics would freak out, right? They'd see a little bit of that. They'd be taking this out, dump a hydrogen peroxide all over that, rinsing it, and the next day, if there's a little bit of algae in there, it'll grow back. And they'll do it again and again. As long as my plant's not dying, I'm not worried about it. Right now, what was that movie? Jurassic Park. Jeff Goldblum, one of my favorite quotes in a movie. If you guys remember when they were in there with the little dinosaur, and they were all supposed to be female, and then one of them hatched, and he said, "Life finds a way." Right? The plants, when they start to do bad, I don't take it. There you go. Life finds a way. I don't just get rid of them. That's what I said. I like to neglect them and see how far I can push it. And that way, if I can do that, and you guys at least give it a little care, you can take care of your plants, right? I got one whole shelf on my rack, the bottom shelf. Those guys are just sitting there. I let it dry all the way up. They're sitting in there with a different light. And I just neglect them. And I'll go in there and see how many have, like, there'll be some with yellow leaves, some are like dying and this and that. And I thought one basil plant was not doing good. I took it and just put it on the front porch because I didn't want to clean it yet. It's sitting on the front porch, getting morning sun, and it's been out there about 3 days. And I went by here. Don't go nowhere. This guy just sitting on the front porch. Like I said, I neglect it. So that's like rainwater. It's been sitting out. It's been getting rain, but you can see inside there. It doesn't look good, right? So that one about had it, and I took it and I just tossed it out there and let it sit. And now those are growing. That tickles me, right? Not what you probably want to do, but you're learning this. When I do stuff like this, then I learn not to stress out about everything. As soon as something starts to go bad, everyone's stressing out, changing things, doing all kinds of stuff. And when this got that bad and I just set it there and just left it and let it go on its own, these guys started to come back. These were all like dead, and some little ones popped up. So I'll put that right back out where it was. I've seen a person paint their jars and it doesn't grow algae. Yeah, you can do that. Like I said, I'm showing you the easiest thing. What kind of film are you using? PLA, Susan. Polylactic acid. It's made out of plants. People can, we've got socks. I don't have one here. Where'd it go? Might be outside. We have a bunch of black socks, so you can go, I bought black leggings up at the thrift shop, cut them up and just stretch them over here. Like a leg, if you get a little skinny leg, you can take it and chop it up and pull those on top, right? So if algae bothers you, go ahead and do that. I don't do it. I've seen, let's see, how do you keep gnats away? I haven't had a problem with gnats, but I heard somebody say this works. I haven't even opened it up. This thing's been here like 3 months, maybe longer. Right? So if you have gnats, get one of these. It's called Catchy with a K. It attracts gnats, mosquitoes. You just let that sit there, fruit flies, and it'll suck them in and get stuck to a little sticky pad in there. Have you grown spinach? We don't grow spinach down here in Florida. It's just way too hot. I might try some inside where we're at about 76 degrees, 77 degrees. But our spinach is way too, won't do good. We grew Malabar spinach. Do you have this set up in the house, or can you do it outside? You can do it outside. We're doing this inside right now because it's over 100 degrees outside. A computer fan with air circulation. Yeah, exactly. Amy, how are you doing? And Carolyn? Let's see. Let me get some seeds up here, guys. So YouTube and Facebook, did I drop the link? All right. Facebook, YouTube, here's the link. This is for Whatnot. You jump on over there. I know I forgot to drop it. But here's another one. This is called Portal. And this is going to be one of our new sites where we're selling adapters. Who's over here on Whatnot? Who saw us on YouTube and Facebook? Who saw the portal? Ready for the link. All right. Link just went through. Kristen, did you see it above? Let's see. I just put it through. Y'all didn't? It didn't show up on Facebook? Because it's saying it did over here. They're being sneaky. And this is for Portal. Guys, Portal's pretty cool. All right. It's a website, and all of you, whoever want to do this, right now you can get a 3D file, and there's some places you can go and license you know, all the stuff you've seen, like the little dragon and different things, you know, they 3D print about anything, right? You get the file, upload it to here. You don't, like I've got 3D printers all over here, right? I can only print so much in a day. This is a print farm, has like 1,000 printers. You upload the file and you get a link. And then all you have to do is give that link. So like I've got mine is like the whole store, right? I received my parts today. So excited. Michelle, awesome. I'm excited for you. And then you pass that link around. So all you have to do is, like, if you grow something like this, grow it and just tell people, hey, look, I did this with, you know, this little adapter. If you want any of those, I got a link down in, or put in your profile. Then you just say links in the bio, right? They go click it and go buy it. You make the profit. If it costs $10 to print it and you put it for 15, right? Somebody buys it. That company prints it. You don't have to buy filament. You don't have the printer. You don't have electricity. You don't have this thing warming up your house where you're trying to cool it down. It prints it up. They pack it. They ship it. You don't have to buy boxes, labels, packing material, tape. You know, they do everything. All you do is pass it out, and then you get, what is it, $5? If you can sell it for $30, if they say it, they give you a cost. If it's $10. If you can sell it for $50, right? You determine what price you want. So for that $10, they print it, and that's just a sample. You know, everything will be different. Obviously, if you have something, you know, small like this, and then something bigger like this takes about an hour and a half to print, they're going to be different prices, right? But they'll give you a price, and you don't need a 3D printer. You can start selling stuff like that. So I'm going to start a group too. So anybody's interested, I'm not ready yet. I'm getting it set up after the whole website, everything, the membership area and everything. But if anybody wants to license it, they can have like my files. And if you guys want to sell this stuff, then I'm going to have my videos too, that you can take my videos. If you don't feel like getting on, I'll give you like little short video clips that you can take and do a little voiceover. I'll show you how to do it. That way it doesn't look like it's just my content, because you won't get any traffic if it just looks like it's copied from mine, right? So you take it and you do a little voiceover, and so it'll be me, like you just saw me do a demo, right? And just go, look, all you need is nutrients, fill it up, blot it, sprinkle in some seeds, spray it, cover it up, and you can do this, right? And you'll be able to sell it. So we're gonna have a group. I'm gonna show people how to do it. Tons of people have been asking me to do that. Tons of people have been asking me, they go out to farmers markets and they want to sell them in that. And I've been trying to figure a way. So this can be a way to do that where anybody can do it. You don't need a 3D printer. So the people who are in the group, if they've got a 3D printer and they want to take the files, print them up themselves, you know, we're going to license it that way. There's going to be a monthly charge. It's not going to be anything horrendous or anything, probably like 25 to 47 bucks or something like that. But you'll be able to print them all and use them. And then if you don't have a 3D printer, this portal that y'all seen, I don't know if I can drop it over on, we can't drop links over on Whatnot, can we? Let me see if it goes through. Is that clickable? Guys, or can you copy and paste it? A few people are asking before a small kit and how to buy one and want to know what's in it. Yeah, so I've been starting to use Portal, and the more I start out slow. I didn't just go out and make a bunch of videos and tell everybody. I kind of peppered it in because the first orders have been going out, and now people are starting to receive it. So I want to make sure. I ordered some myself, and let me see. I'll tell you about the kits in a minute. All right, this one came from Portal. Right, this one came from Portal. And this one came, this is mine. So filament, you know, is a little different color. But it's still the same thing because it's my file. Right? It's even got like keep on growing right there. Right? So that one came from Portal. And this was mine. What do you guys think? Let me get an opinion too. I'll tell you about a kit in a minute. All right, that's white. That's all I've been using. It's just been me, you know, my wife, my son helps out in that, but we're running our printer, so I streamline everything. Everything's just white. If I had to come in here and go in the morning, you know, I can say I need so many of these, so many of these. If I had to come in and go, I need 3 blue ones of these, 14 orange ones of these, 8 yellows of those, there's no way I could keep up, right? So everything's white. Link opened up from Whatnot. Oh, thank you. That's awesome. Because inside the DMs, when people DM me, I can't put a link in the DM. Anywho, so this, they can print in different colors. There's green, there's blue. What do y'all think of those? And tell me what you think of this color. This is tan. My daughter bought an 8-year-old grandson a 3D printer. Oh, awesome. He's going to love it. Blue is your favorite. See this? There's another thing to Portal that they have, like the things that I've explained to y'all. That's if you just start out, right? If you're more like me, where I'm selling, I might need 100 of these, right? They've got something called a box. So I rent a box. They tell me how many of these fit in there, right? So I buy the initial box. When my box is getting low, they automatically send me replacements to fill it up. You just charge my card, I get the box filled back up. The only thing is they don't have white in there. So I was looking at the other colors. So they have tan. So if I do that, if I want to order like bulk, like I can order 144 of these at a time. But they don't have white. So I was just wondering, you know, what do y'all think of like that color? I probably won't be doing green and blue and all of that, but I ordered those just to see what they look like. They got green, blue, yellow, red, and the tan. So I didn't want to do red, yellow. Tan is great. Tan is cool. Will the affiliate program be month to month? Or will people have to commit to a year? Everything's month to month. And I haven't even got an affiliate program set up yet. Sooner or later, like my online course and my ebook and even the membership or whatever, if you guys give people a link for them to get into those, take those, I can set that up so you guys make like 80% commission or something, where you make the bulk of it. So I can set that up however I want. I haven't got that set up yet. The membership I was talking about is not an affiliate program. You jump in, and if you want to do 1 month, it's not going to be like a commitment for a year. You do 1 month, you get the files. There's going to be a license though. Okay. So you can't jump in, grab all the files, and jump out and be printing my crap all year long. So there's going to be a license that you have to sign. You jump in there, you're going to get my files, you can print them, you can use them, you can sell them, right? And you pay a small fee. So if you sell, what am I selling these for on Etsy right now? On Etsy, I'm selling that for 20 bucks. Okay. So if I say the monthly fee is $25, let's say 47, right? You sell two of these, 2 sets of these, and it's paid for. So if you jump in, you pay 47 bucks. If you sell 2 of those, it's paid for. You do another one. If you sell more than that, you make money. If you don't sell it, the most you'd be out is 47 bucks. What if I don't want to sell them? You can just jump in there, use them. You can print however many you want, but you still sign the thing, because you're going to have the file. Once you get the file, you jump out, right? You can say, I'm just doing it for myself, but then next thing I see them all over friggin' Amazon and everything. So people are doing that, and they're not doing their customer service. People will go out and copy my stuff, put it out there. They'll print. If you guys learn about 3D printing, there's different settings and stuff that you do. Like this Portal, they will just do the best printing job that they can do, and they'll do post-op and clean it up and everything. There's other people out there, like some people from China, like copy me and just do a crappy ass print. And there's a lot of them that got it and they broke like right away. And then people are coming back and DMing me and complaining to me and calling me a scam artist and blah, blah, blah. And I said, give me your order number so I can find you, right? And they can't find it. And then when they dig through their stuff, it was an order from me. So these other people, and I've been doing this for 2 years, and I've been taking care of those people. I don't say, well, sorry, suck it up and you have to go find them. I just recently started doing that. I put little videos out saying, if you don't buy it from me, you can't come and complain. All right. But for the past couple of years, every time someone came to me, and when we figured out they didn't buy my stuff, I still made it right. I can't keep doing that forever. All right. So, you know, and then come on Whatnot and give stuff away left and right too, right? So sooner or later, you're like running out of money. So what you're going to do is just have a license. That way, if you come in, you can print it. You can pay for 1 month. You can print it yourself. But when you jump out, if you jump out after the first month, the license isn't covered. So if I see you're selling it somewhere, somebody says, hey, you know, there's Jennifer with all over her site and she doesn't have a license, there's going to be clauses in the agreement that says that if I want to, I can pursue legal action. So everything's going to be on the up and up. This isn't like you're just going to jump in and I thought, hey, I'm just going to sell people my files and make some money. Okay. This is actually licensing it, but it's also protecting my name. If you think of us, I used to put my file out there and I gave it away. Hundreds of people, probably over 1,000 people downloaded those. And that was supposed to be for them to take and them to use. And they've been selling it. And it's got my name on it. So I've been going in and I was taking them and taking my name off. It says keep on growing. So the ones that do the poor quality, they even left keep on growing on it. Some people even left that on their picture when they put it up to sell. And then some people were sneaky where you can see it on a close-up picture. They would turn it around so you can't see the name. But some people would take my picture with me. You guys, right? I've got like a thumbnail. They would take my picture and put that on their Amazon listing and sell my stuff. I'm like, if you're going to rip me off and sell my product without asking me, at least don't use my friggin' pictures without asking me. So I can ask them to take that down. You know, I'm nice to some extent, and everybody's got to do this, but it gets to the point where if they're not doing the quality that I would do and they're pretending to be me, then that hurts Keep on Growing's name. So that's where I kind of draw the line on everything. If you go ahead and get these and you print up a couple and you sell them around your neighborhood, you know, it's no big deal. And you say, hey, go watch Mike. You know, if you want to learn how to grow that, or if you just sell it yourself, no big deal. But if you're over there pretending to be me and you're not doing the same quality, like I said, this company, they do, you know, high quality. They got 1,000 printers. They work with some big names that order like millions of dollars worth of product. So they're doing quality work, right? But then if somebody else does like a crappy job, that like, you know, tarnishes our name. Will vinegar or avocado bottle fit in the long one? You're just going to have to test them out. Right now, the lettuce that we have growing in there is growing in a olive oil bottle. What is it? Atlas? I've been using this, and those are dark, right? If you pull that lid off, this will fit in there. This has a longer neck. The shorter bottles, the smaller bottle, has a short neck, and it doesn't. If you put it in here, it's going to fill up too far with water. So the neck's got to be at least like that long. Okay, because you want to go, if it's like sits in here like this, you can have too much water. See, when you flip it over, right, you want that to be down because this is where the water level is going to stop. It's just physics, right? But if this is way up here, you're going to have like way too much water. So just check the bottles, just like our Gatorade one. Where's the Gatorade one? We sold a bunch of these. I think we sold out. I've got a couple left. Don't let me forget. This, I just pulled this out of somebody's order. I got to put this back in the order and mail it out without it. This is our Gatorade one, right? My son made it so it fits these, the Gatorade bottles, because we were drinking a lot of this. We drink the zero. But these are like, these are really tough, right? Whereas these are real crinkly. Don't use water bottles. So I made that. But then he looked at, we were drinking Ocean Spray. He said, hey, that fits in it too. So we started looking down the juice aisle for lids about that size. Guys, there's Mott's apple juice. I think that fits. What's that? V8. Gold Peak Tea. If it looks like it's about that size, look, V8, that one fits it. So I haven't tried like all the bottles, but what I found was there's certain standard sizes, and there's only so many bottle manufacturers. The different people that do the beverages will order from them, and they'll put their own label on it. So that's why we have a bunch of like Coke, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Sprite, all of those, like the bottle on the top, the bottle top is the same, because they're trying to make it standard, because they don't want like have to switch out the whole factory to do Fanta and then switch it all out, because they're going to do Coke next week and switch it all out to do Dr. Pepper, right? So the tops are about the same. So even the Gatorade, Body Armor, Powerade, I think lots of those fit. Which one's this? Oh, these are both about the same size. There's a smaller bottle of the Gatorade. That one fits it too. And where'd it go? We have a funky bottle. What was it? Acai. Who drank acai? There it is. We didn't like. We even saw that. And look, right? It fit it too. Guys, I've been running my mouth and we haven't even sold anything. So tan doesn't look too bad. I might give this a try and see how like some sale. I can order like 144 of them at a time. And if I do that I can keep coming in. So that way we have someone who's producing the product, and I can keep selling it like on Etsy. And then when we come in here, whatever I print here, I can come on here and sell. So it might keep us a little bit ahead. I like tan better than white. Okay, I might order some of that. I might go ahead and see what the little plan is. But like I said, I like that portal. I've been checking out like different things to do, and it's been taking about a year to figure something out, and I think they're relatively new. They've been doing about a little over a year. Let's see. So you've worked so hard to help so many people. I'm sorry that people do that to you. Yeah, Cheryl, it happens, and that's why I started out. Also, my ebook, my course. People like copy that and just sell it and stuff. Somebody had my ebook, didn't even change it, my picture, everything the same, and load it right up to Amazon, and we're selling it on Amazon. And I don't even sell it on Amazon. And you know, so it happens. Like I said, worst come to worst, somebody uses the information to grow some food, right? But if I worry about that, like on every single thing, and go after everybody, that eats up my time and keeps up a bunch of negativity. So that's why I'm going to do this for us. This membership, it's licensing. People come in, sign a little license, and they can do it, and then I'll help those people. So I'm going to show those people how to make loads of money doing that, guys. If you make a ton of money, that's one thing. That's cool. I love it. You know, you don't need any help. The people like me, for years, was struggling paycheck to paycheck, right? Even if you're doing pretty good, it's always good to have like extra money coming in, right? We would go out and paint. When my wife was doing murals, we have to get up early. Sometimes the night before, we would have to pack the truck, put ladders, clean up any brushes and all that we use. We had to pack, get our supplies. On our day off, we would have to go and go and buy paint and buy drop cloths and buy tape and do all of the work, right? So even when you weren't working, you were working. My wife, if she was painting a mural, she would spend weeks like researching. If they go, I want to do, you know, brick wall like this, I want it to be open and have an English garden and blah, blah, blah. She would be doing different colors and doing samples. And back then we didn't have the internet. She would go to the library and look through books and that and find examples and photocopy it and do sketches. So it was tons of work. And then when we were doing the work, you would work all day. We might drive 2 hours somewhere, work all day, and then drive 2 hours home. You know, so it was like dark when we left to work and dark when we came home, and do that over and over, right? When I was starting to do this, we got to the point where like I'd wake up one day and do all my stuff with plants, take care of things. And when I sit down and check what orders came in, and I'd have more orders, I'd have more revenue in orders by 9 o'clock in the morning than we would if we worked all day somewhere. And that blew my mind. And it would happen over and over and over again. So I'm like, instead of us spending 4 hours on the road and working 8 hours and just being gone all the time, and then eating on the road and sometimes even spending the night, all of a sudden waking up in the morning and you have made more income than doing all of that before you even had your first freaking cup of coffee. And that's what I want for some of y'all. You don't have to get to that extent, but if you woke up and had $100 sale that you didn't have before, what's an extra $100, right? And if you do that twice a week, that's $200. You know, that's 800. You know, it's not that hard to make an extra $1,000 a month. So that's what I want to help people do, so they can do these things. I don't want to teach everybody, you know, you're going to be rich, you're going to be a millionaire and all of that. I work sun up to sundown. I enjoy doing this kind of stuff. I have to force myself to take a day off or spend some time with my wife because I'm up and doing all of this stuff, and I don't like getting behind. I wake up and haven't used an alarm for years. The only time I use an alarm is if, like at night, when the printers stop, it wakes me up. I come out, reset the printers, go lay it back down for a couple of hours. We cut the cable like 20 years ago. I don't binge watch stuff. I don't go out to bars. I don't watch sports. I don't go up to the mall and just hang out. I enjoy doing this. The level of work that I do, I know not everyone's going to do it. Okay. So I don't expect it out of everyone, and I don't expect everyone. If you think you can outwork me, bring it on. You know, we'll work together. I'm going to start a group, you know, where we can jump in and work and just feed off of each other. Keely's hanging in there. She's got another surgery scheduled 2 weeks from now. We just went to post-op today and went through post-op. So she's hanging in there. She's a trooper. You're doing great work. We'll appreciate it. And we just enjoy doing that. Like I said, I have a whole folder when people say thank you. You know, my inbox is just thank you, thank you, thank you, Mike. Thanks, right? But when people say thank you, we had a tough time. We were living paycheck to paycheck, or you know, our family was struggling. Now we're growing our own food and we're growing with hydroponics and blah, blah. I keep those. And I cut those and I put them into a folder, and I've got a folder full of like thank yous and stuff like that. So that way when things are going bad, like I get people, you know, doing stupid stuff like that, like, you know, take my product and just messing it up, you know, then I can always go in that folder and see people saying thank you, thank you. You realize what you're doing it all for, right? So if you want to go that level and be that involved, you can do better than me. There's a ton of creators out there that are way beyond what I'm doing. Some people that I even know. But there's any level. If you like Smurfs and you just want to talk about Smurfs, you can get on and make a channel and talk about Smurfs, and you can make, you know, stuff that and you can go find Smurf merchandise to sell and go on Whatnot and YouTube and everything. TikTok, Amazon has live shopping, eBay has live shopping now. There's a ton of stuff you can do. So anybody needs like a little extra money, I don't know if it's just everybody's just used to it right now and it's just out there. But back years ago, we would work, right? 40 hours a week, 60 hours a week. If we want to make any extra money, there's no other way than to go get another job. There was one time when my kids were born, I was working 2.5 jobs. I was working all during the day. I was working a graveyard shift, and those 5 days would not overlap. They weren't like the same exact days. So there was one days I'd work at night, or a couple days I was working during the day. And there was some days in the nights where I was working in the morning, afternoon, came home, crashed on the couch for a couple hours, jumped up, and then went and worked the graveyard shift, right? That's how we made extra money. And I was always looking ever since I was 18 at different things, entrepreneurship, and how to, you know, repair windshields, repair a little vinyl line seat, asphalt, doing roofs. You know, I was looking into everything. So when the internet came around, we were busy working. My wife, she was doing her murals and painting. She started off with arts and crafts. We were at flea markets, and she didn't like talking to people. You can tell she's not on here any, right? But she was there when you're at a flea market. You got to talk to people to sell anything, right? So she learned to do that, learned to be a little more outgoing. But there's tons of things you can do. We started out to get things rolling because you don't make money right away on social media. We're just picking stuff up off the side of the road or going to yard sales and flipping items, make that money, put that money back into it. So then you need to consider the other kinds of plants that were the leg adapters and pyro. Yeah, the stuff is genius. Glad you're having success. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a long haul, and that's why I want to like share that with some people. And if you have no interest in that, no big deal. I'm not begging people to join. It's just the people that have been asking me and wanting to do that. I'm going to help them out. Some people are comfortable. Like I said, I'm happy if somebody makes enough money and you're comfortable and you pay all your bills and you have something to put in savings. You can go on vacation. You know, that's cool. It's the people out there that I hear struggle all the time, because when I come on and people are going, please help me, I'm trying to grow food, we can't afford this and that. I get messages like all the time, and like breaks my heart. So I want to like help people where you're not going to have to get like a third friggin' job and work and never see your family and, you know, just to scrape by and pay the bills. And I want to help people where, you know, like I said, you can get something started where you can go to bed and somebody will buy it at 2 o'clock in the morning. Some people are shopping at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. You wake up to sales. So, and then I want to try and do where, like I said, the reason why we're doing the portal thing is so that you don't have to go out and have an initial investment to start up. Like me, I've got 3D printers, right? I started with one and I sold one at a time. And I sat there and waited. It takes an hour and a half for something to print. So you can only print so many in a day, right? And I wait for that one to be done. And the next one, I'm like, I need 2 of those. I need that, right? So I said, the only way we're going to scale it is to get another one and then get another one. So you make enough, right? We didn't just go out and break the bank and just put a bunch in. So we started with a couple. And now we're at the point where I can print 24 hours a day, except for right now, these guys are shut off. They've been running all week, day and night. And I finally just shut them down to turn the air on so I could drop it down about 5 degrees in here before we went live. You don't have to have none of that. You can do this with Portal and not have the initial investment. All you have to do is have that file, upload that file, have it connected like your bank account. People are buying it. You have your little account. Your money starts building up. Then you just push request payment. Boom, it's in your checking account. To me, that's awesome. If they had that back like 10 years ago, we'd have been rolling in it by now. There are all these things that are coming out. People don't realize how lucky they are with all of the advancements. This isn't just social media anymore. It's like fantastic. So I just want to help everyone out. If this is one of those bottles, like I definitely would like to try that. I've been a vendor. Talking to people is the most challenging part. Yeah, isn't it? So and if I didn't do any of that, I wouldn't like be going live and just talking to people like this. This was from us doing that. We actually sold rainbow vacuum cleaners. If you don't like talking to people, there's no way you're going to sell anything like that. You go into their house and start demoing it on their carpet and couch and stuff, right? So you want to learn how to do a little marketing and to get over that. Just go sell vacuum cleaners or something for a little while. Like, not with the expectation you're going to like sell any or make a ton of money. Just to go through that experience and learn how to do it and actually help you out. How many people remember like all the stuff I was doing on here, VidMe, Social Goats, and all of that? The people who signed up for my membership on that are going to be in this automatically. You had a lifetime membership, you're going to be in it automatically. But we went through that, and like some people are, they're skeptical. I came on, people signed up for it, and then the whole thing went south. This was like after 6 months or 8 months of telling people, hey, this thing's going to be big. We're all going to jump on. Then something happened. They're having legal trouble between the two partners and blah, blah, blah. And then they just ghosted everyone. Everyone would be skeptical and say, see, I told you so. That's why I don't do it, blah, blah, blah. During that time, those months when I came on and I was telling people about it and talking, I was honing my sales skills. If I took something as sketchy as that and could talk people into doing it, where I thought, if it did pan out, if it does work, this could be something big, right? And anything that's going to be big, there's going to be a certain amount of risk. If it's like a sure thing, there's no money to be made in it because everybody's just going to be in it, right? So you got to take a little bit of risk. And then it's like playing baseball. If you get up and you wait for the perfect pitch and the perfect day, and you wait for the crowd to be quiet, and you're just waiting for everything to be just right, and they just keep throwing fastballs by you or a curveball, and you're just waiting for the perfect one, you're never going to hit a home run, right? And people hit home runs are the ones who swing. And that's what all of this stuff is you swing, you take a swing. So when the opportunities come by, you take your chance. You might strike out, right? You might walk. You might not just get a base run. You know, not everything's going to be a home run. But sooner or later, you're going to hit something big. Might be a grand slam. But if you never swing, none of that, all of that stuff won't happen. That's the only guarantee is if you don't swing, you're not going to make anything. You're not going to succeed. So all of the stuff that we've been doing has been over the years. Every time there's an opportunity, I take it. I go all in. If it turns out it's going to be good, then I was one of the first ones. And if it doesn't, oh, well, it was a learning experience. It was a learning experience where I learned marketing. I learned how to talk to people, and I didn't have to pay for it. There's people out there paying thousands of dollars to go through a little marketing course, right? So, dudes, you got to tell me when to, like, shut up. We've been talking, ready for the seeds. You want a $1 seed? All right. We'll come back like tomorrow or something. We'll do like the adapters, all right? Don't forget to put the adapter back in the order. Oh, yeah. Thank you for reminding me. See? I set it down with the other ones. Then I will pack that order in the morning. Who is it, Decor? Thank you very much. All right, what seeds do y'all want? Hey, how much is this? Somebody said arugula. I just received my hybrid adapters. Can't wait to start. Awesome. Hey, if y'all go in my Facebook group, keep on growing, post pictures of what you're doing. All right. And there's a couple of people I haven't got back. I was talking about being like an ambassador. I think 4Cheese, Sarah, there's a couple of people said they were interested. If you're growing this stuff and you want to post pictures all the time about it, tag Keep On Growing, you know, we'll go through it or whatever. I'll send you free seeds so you can grow stuff because you're helping everybody else out. You post it and they can see stuff's growing and it works. All right. But I'll be getting to that. Arugula, radish, tatsoi, peas, lettuce. All right. Let's do that. I'll save this for like a giveaway. That. Guys, what about basil? Basil's really expensive. Anybody want basil? This is Genovese basil. This is the one that you use. I got 30 jars waiting. Awesome, Jim. Cool. I want to see what's going on. Basil, this is the one. I've grown cinnamon basil. If I can go up to the store and just get basil, I like to grow like cinnamon basil, Thai basil, the ones that I can't get. But because everybody likes, this is the one you make caprese, you make pesto. This is the one that you use, you put in your spring rolls and everything. I got some of this. You guys know basil seeds are really, really small, right? So you're going to need, you can't do it with just this. You need to put a little tissue paper, or guys, I've got a couple growing in there too. I just took like a cotton ball. I need something that's going to be porous that the roots can go through. And just put some cotton around in there. All right. Cover the whole thing if you want. Spritz it down. You know, when cotton gets wet, it just does like that, right? Then you sprinkle your seeds on there. All right. There you go. Thin facial tissue. That's awesome, Terry. Because I've been telling people paper towel, and they've been getting like bounty and stuff and going, my roots can't go through there. Something real cheap in that. This you can almost see through the cotton, but facial tissue, toilet paper, the gas station toilet paper, right? Use that. How much basil do you guys want? Do we need a bunch? Scott Tissue Works. There you go. I've got bags like this. I mean, that's a lot of basil. Y'all go look up the price for basil. And I got a load of bags like this. Which basil? Genovese. Is that how you say it? Just enough to get me started. Here, let's do this. Let me find a label. Speckle pea. All right, I want you all to get your money's worth. Not soy, arugula. Don't think I got any basil. We're just gonna have to write basil on here, guys. Oh, there we go. I got some basil. All right, let's get crazy. Basil, you just gotta sprinkle a little bit on. Okay, I separated the layers just enough to get me started. All right. That's 2.3 ounces. Bring it in for and YouTube and Facebook. I'll drop the link real quick. So if y'all want to jump over and see, all right, see how tiny those seeds are? That's a bunch of basil. Guys, this right here, literally, just a little pinch like that is all I did for that. Okay, so that's going to be loads and loads of basil. So you share that with your family. 2.3 ounces. Here, we're going to do a couple. Hey, I see a bunch of purple hearts. What's up? I didn't have any luck. I've been using lava rocks. A little difficult to clean the roots out. Yeah, lava rocks. I did lava rocks one time. Lava rocks discolored my, what do you call it too? I use them again too. Turn them like black. I used the black lava rock. But we try everything. All right, we'll do a couple of these guys and then I'll do a giveaway. All right. I don't even have seeds on here. I have to go on the computer. See, I wasn't prepared for this show. Yeah, they discolor it. All right, I'm going to have to go in the house again and add a listing. I got to use my phone. You can't just do it on the computer here. I'm going to do another giveaway, guys. You guys, here. This will be giveaway seed number 3. It's almost 11 o'clock and we didn't do anything but run my mouth. Sorry about that. I've been gone for like weeks, right? So I like just come in and catch up with you guys. Guys, here's a couple of these. They work. All of these back here that I'm using, sometimes when you print a little piece of filament will get stuck, right? So we don't sell those when they're something like that big, but they still work. That's why all of these are set up back here. When I get one, I use it, and then I clean it out, use it over, and so those are like the blemishes. But I'm going to toss that in with this one, this giveaway, right? So you get 2 of those, right? A handful of the dill, right? Right. That's it. That's the next giveaway, and I'm going to run in. Let me go put this in the computer. I'll be right back. Ready, go. Number 3. That's that giveaway. All right, and everybody behave themselves. I'll be right back. Let me see if it popped up. If I have it in the right place too. There we go. I've got the different size bags. All right. So we're set. Getting the giveaway. Never purchased anything through Whatnot before. Can you order more than one thing at a time? Yeah. What you do is down below, once we start, there'll be the little bid button. All right. So kind of watch like the first couple. We're going to do more than one. And you see the price going up. I think that way. The price will be going up. And then when the timer runs out, we'll do one where it like resets every 5 seconds or something like that. We might do some, you guys want to do sudden death where it just goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? We'll try a couple different ones. All right. Whoever wins, if it'll bundle it up to like 5 pounds. I think it might even go over 5 pounds now because it's doing all ground shipping, whereas we were doing priority. And then, Mike, I can't hear you. Can everybody hear me? If you can hear me, Anika, what's up? If anybody can hear me, say yes, I can hear you. Yes. Okay, if you can't hear me, go out and come back in. Like shut it down and come back in. Okay, y'all can. Anika, how are you doing? Are you feeling better? I know like last week you said a little better. Gloria is here. Grace, Shannon. All right, so y'all can hear. All right. Hanging in there. I hear you. Everybody, Terry's doing the purple hearts, the little purple hearts for Anika. That's what like they asked about Keely, and I said, you know, she's hanging in there. It's rough. We all got it rough, right, guys? That's why we try to help as many people as we can in that. You know, it'd be easy just to like. Some days you just want to curl up in a ball, just cry, right? But and the toughest thing I think we were talking about, somebody was talking because they were telling me, you know, going out. Somebody said like I don't smile much and I was evil. It's kind of funny post or comment. But some people are saying, you know, it's tough, you know, when you go out and like you just get real bad news and that, but you still have to like go shopping and go out and stuff. And people are like, oh, have a nice day. How's everything going? Right. That's one of the toughest things. You know, when you feel like just laying down on the grocery store floor, you know, and crying. We lost a family member today. Oh, I'm sorry, Terry. And for you to just put on a happy face and say, you know, yeah, everything's all right. I found everything all right. And sometimes you just want to go, you know, no, everything's not all right, right? So, you know, it gets tough, and that's why I feel for you all. Then, you know, everyone is sitting here, we can't tell what's going on in everyone's lives in that. So we all got things going on. So like us, we're really thankful for like all of you guys, because some of you know what my wife's been going through for like the whole last year, and she's still going through it. And for us to be able to do this, we just went into post or pre-op, where they're telling us about the surgery she's going to be having next week or 2 weeks from now, and asking like, what date, you know, is this date okay? She's going to have to come back the next day too, and is that okay? And being our own boss, Melissa, congratulations, we're getting another giveaway going. And for us to just go, we're flexible, you know, wherever you can fit us in, you know, that was like priceless. Before, I would have to ask my boss, can I have the day off to go, you know, take care of my wife? Oh, and I need 2 days off because I'm going to have to take her back in the next day. And it'd be nice if I had a week off because I'm going to have to help her recuperate, right? And they're like, yeah, you can if you can find somebody to replace you or take your shifts and stuff like that. I've been through all that crap. You know, that's why I work for myself. It's priceless. Even though you're not making $1 million, if you can get doing most of your stuff on your own, you can even work like part-time. And if somebody treats you like crap, to say, I'm done with this, right? It's priceless to be able to, you know, when she needs something for, you know, her chemo that she was going through, and a certain bandage or a certain thing for neuropathy and stuff like that. Before, we would be like, how much is it? And well, what can we cut out to get this and that? And those are tough decisions. And I feel for everybody. And because of y'all, when she found something, she still tries to find the cheapest one. I'm like, don't get the cheapest one, you know, get whatever works. And for her to get stuff and me just go, yeah, just get it. That's priceless. You know, it's not like she's buying a fur coat or anything, right? But there's nothing like that feeling. And that's why the real rich people will never understand any of us. The really rich out there will say, oh, I feel bad or this or that. They don't understand the pit in your stomach. They don't understand the feeling when you're going to buy groceries and you're carrying around the calculator with you and you're adding up your coupons and you see what you can get and what you can't. They can say, yeah, I'm empathetic or whatever. They will never understand the feeling. And for us to be able to do that, that's why I'm eternally grateful to all of y'all, because this last year, I would have had a heart attack. It was bad enough, just like I said, you know, wanting to curl up in a ball and cry some days, right? But to get over some of those humps, when I think there's people out there, and we're in some support groups and that, and some people are like saying they don't even have somebody to help them out. They're like going through this like by themselves. And my wife wants to like go freaking help everybody, right? Just for us to be able to do this kind of stuff, and you guys have made it possible. That's why we come on here, and I like tonight, I didn't have to go live. We went to post-op. I took her, we talked to the doctors, we're talking about her surgery she's going to have, we're having to get medication. Then I took her to lunch, and we drove around, and we came back a back way and got in all kind of traffic. And I've been up all night printing, like every 2 hours I get up and print. So I was tired. And when I got home, and like I said, turn on the computer, I had $600 in sales, right? To me, that's like, we used to charge $350 a day for going out to paint. That was like 2 days worth of work, and I didn't do anything. We went and took care of her stuff, had lunch, got stuck in traffic, did all that stuff, and came home and still had the income to cover all of that. So that's the kind of stuff, once you get it set up, if you can have content out and have things where your name keeps getting put out and have things trickle in, that's where it all like comes together. And that's what I want to kind of show some people. Everybody has this thing about like they're going to start social media and just blow up somewhere and make a ton of sales or make so much off of AdSense. It's getting all these little things set up in place, and us working where it seemed like you're doing a whole lot of work and there wasn't much to show for it, and everything you were getting, you were putting back into it and doing it for years and years. It's like everything came together, like the universe said, okay, now you're going to be going through some rough time, right? But I helped you out the past couple of years and gave you the instruments and the know-how and the experience to kind of help you through those rough spots. So we're, there's people that are way off better than us, but if I think some of the things that like you guys have helped with, like Keely being able to get some of the things she wants, or us being able to schedule anything with the doctors and not worry about I need to take off work and trying to find somebody to cover my shift and things like that. There's nothing to describe it. So that feeling, that's why we like to help people in that. And I wish some of y'all, if you're going through troubles and you're having hard times, or you're living paycheck to paycheck, I understand those feelings. I know the gut wrenching. I know trying to make the decisions in that, what you're going to pay and what you're not. This bill might fall behind because we have to do this, and all of a sudden now you got a doctor bill or the car broke down, right? And if you have a way to like just come on, even if you don't feel like it, it can make a couple $100. If we could have did that 10, 20 years ago, it would have like alleviated 99% of the stress that we've been through, right? So I just want to help, people like that, because I know tons and tons of people are like going through a lot of unnecessary. There's so much opportunity out there right now. It's just you got to wade through the noise and realize not everything's like, make money. And most of those people are trying to make money themselves, telling you how to make money. Pay the heat bill, which is a blessing. Yeah, it pays the heat bill. And that's what I started out with. My first thing was we made enough and it paid for my phone bill. I said our internet was $35 a month back then. Started making a little bit of AdSense. Instead of going, I'm making $35, I'm like, I got free internet. So now I just keep putting out a couple videos, I have fun growing stuff, showing people how to grow. And I got money coming in and I got free internet. That was my mindset. And then more and more came in. I got free internet and it's paying for my electricity. I got free internet and free electricity. Next thing, it's paying for the insurance. So I kept those things in mind instead of going, I make $35, I make $150, I make $200 a month, right? And then I thought, well, if our rent back then, rent was a little over $1,000. If I get up around $1,000, I'm thinking if I just put out some videos, I got free rent. So I wasn't thinking like I'm doing this work all month, because we weren't doing just that. I was still on the road and we're doing murals. I'm like, if I just pump out these videos, we got free rent, right? So other people go, I put in 40 hours a week and I only got this much for this video, or $20 for this. You look at the bigger picture. And if you do that, there's tons of opportunities out there. This is the best group. Guys, I keep running my mouth here. What did I say? That was 2.3 ounces? 0 to 7 ounces. All right. Starting price, $1. You want to do sudden death? Here, we'll do this. 5 seconds. Don't bid too high. All right, y'all know about how much basil seeds are. Ready? $1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who got that? Pam? And number 1. Let me get a box. Pam got the first basil. We'll do the big bags. And we'll think what we'll do next. We'll do a couple like single ones, and then maybe we'll do a pack. Guys, I've got that machine over there too. Or if we just want to like say we want 100 grams, I can like pack 100 grams, 100 grams, 100 grams. That's number 2. This 4.8 ounces. And go. 5 seconds. that Kathy? Guys, there's probably a million seeds in there. Now this, you don't have to do microgreens. You can also take this and go plant it in your yard. You take a couple, just plant like basil. You have basil like a basil jungle out there. All right. Here, when I put this one together, I'll run it again. That was 4 ounces. You guys tell me more or less. This one's 3.4 ounces. 3.4 ounces. And go. Yeah, this is basil, Genovese basil. Manica, congratulations. And everybody let me know when everybody gets the basil they need, let me know, and we'll move on to another seed. Is that a good portion, guys? Do you want more or less? I'm just pouring it in here. We're being kind of haphazard. Good. 3 ounces, perfect. This one is, how about 4? Ready for the next seed. Somebody's ready for the next seed already. All right, here we go. Yeah, I can always come back to basil. It's right behind me. Anika, congratulations. Is that 5 of them? Let's do 5. No problem. Thank you. What do y'all want next? Arugula, broccoli? This one's 3.1. That's Jeeping Jen. Congratulations. Number 5. Make sure I got number 4. Awesome. Arugula. Arugula. Right. Get my arugula. Now, arugula, guys, I sprout that with just water. And once it starts to grow, then I add nutrients. So that's one that I found if I put too much nutrients in the beginning, doesn't like it. And then we'll do broccoli. Can you do 1 ounce or so? Do a 1 ounce? Yeah, I can put whatever one in these bags. Let me find arugula. Radish. Did I already get it out? Yeah, arugula. Somebody wants 1 ounce. Shipping and taxes are added. Yeah, watch down there. And then they'll add shipping and taxes. So like it says shipping, your shipping should be showing up right down there. And then if there's any taxes. Let me try to do 1 ounce. Let me find arugula. My wife loves arugula. We grow the arugula like this, cut it, put a handful, then whatever I'm grilling. Could be chicken, marinated chicken in Italian dressing, put on the grill. And then when it's hot, you pull it off and it's like dripping juices in that. You put it on the arugula and then the arugula wilts, kind of like spinach. And the juices all go down. She cooks up a shrimp with a little olive oil, lemon, garlic, a little bit of butter, salt, and just sautés it really quick. And it pours that over a bed of arugula. It's awesome. So that's what we're saying, stop the garnish. So instead of making your chicken and then sprinkling a little bit on the top, you want more, right? So we make a whole bed and we put our entree on top of it. Somebody just got the mic. Congratulations, just got some microgreen growers. Awesome. Let's see. Does that look like a good portion to start with? I'll weigh it for you. Let me show you how much that is. 3.3. Oh, somebody said 1 ounce. I'll do this and then we'll do a 1 ounce. All right, that's 3.3. Ready, go. 3.3 ounces. And Monica, congratulations. Yeah, that should bundle together with your other one. We tried to do a 1. We're not going to be real exact. When I get my machine out, we can put what's 1 ounce. 20, is it 28 grams or something? Then we can punch it in and it can just spit out 28 grams, 28 grams, 28 grams. Let me see how close I can get here. How about 1.1 ounce? Somebody wanted 1 ounce, right? Don't go bidding up $10 for 1 ounce. Here's 1 ounce of arugula. Ready, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is bag number 7. All right, bigger bag. How does the bidding work? Jim Fowler, just watch down here. Let me get one together and watch Jim will walk you through it. Don't bid on this one, Jim. All right. This costs sudden death. It just goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. There's another one if you're going to be going on whatnot and going different streams where every time somebody bids, it resets. So I can say reset it at 5 seconds. So every time somebody bids, it'll add 5 seconds back on the clock. Keep going over and over. But then the bidding goes up and up. We don't want seeds to be like 40 or 50 bucks, right? But when we do our kits, somebody was asking about kits too. See, we can be here all night talking, guys. So just kind of watch this real quick, all right? Guys, we'll have kits back in maybe next week. Like I said, once we get Portal set up where I get that coming in. But right now, we can't even keep up with printing the adapters. We're like 24 hours printing. Like this is the only time they've been off all week is when I come on here. When we get the Portal like set up, it's working, everything's going good. We'll go ahead and get that back in, but we can't even keep up with the adapters. So there's no sense in having a bunch of clay pebbles piled up in here, a bunch of nutrients and boxes and labels for all of that. And then we have to make bigger boxes. All of these things are going out in little boxes like this. So we'll have some kits set up, but if you guys buy anything, this little sticker is inside your box. And there's a little QR code that takes you all those videos. And then there's another QR code that has my Amazon shop, and that's where you can find clay pebbles and nutrients that I use and everything. So in case you don't remember it, just scan that and it takes you to the Amazon shop. And then my email is right down there. So just email me if you can't find anything. All right, what number are we on? 8. This is 3.6 ounces of arugula. And go. Mitch, congratulations. What's that, number 8? You want to do like 5 and then we'll move on to another seed? And we can always circle back around. You can bid over and over. Yeah, Jim, did you see that? I forgot Jim was watching. So watch a little button and you slide, but if somebody else slides, so be careful because like if 12 people are like sliding right when it gets down to 1 second, it can jump. Okay. So we'll do a couple where it'll go a little bit slower. I'll put it in like 20 seconds and let it reset or something. That way you can see it go up. If somebody wants to bid $1 more, they can bid $1 more, but then it won't go like crazy, right? These are just going faster, or we'll be here all night just doing, if we run everything where it like takes a long time like that, we'll only get through like 10 of these. Can I get some free inserts, please? I have a couple. I don't want to just give them. We're going to put a couple in the giveaways. So watch for the giveaways. So if I put in just one, Mitch, then everybody's going to ask for it. And I only have like 2, 4, 6 of them sitting up here. So we're going to go, we'll do a giveaway with it. All right. Let me tell you how much this is. Swiping, not hitting. Yeah, if you're on your mobile device, it's swipe. If you're on a computer at home, you click on it. And that's how I actually do better on the computer, because by the time I swipe once, it says you've been outbid, right? When I'm inside, I can wait 3, 2, 1, and I like click, 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 and I can get more bids in that way. 3.5 ounces. Oop, I almost hit delete item. All right, here goes, Jim Watch. 3, 2, 1. See, it went fast, right? So Susan won that. Number 9. All right, one more, and then we'll do, y'all want to do broccoli? Mike, did my giving have inserts or just seeds? I'm not sure, Psycho Case. Whoever was number 3. I tossed them in number 3. If you go back under shop and you look down, there's a tab at the top that says sold, or at the bottom or top, I forget where, on mobile. And you can go find where, because we haven't had a whole bunch of sales. You can go look at the giveaway. Guys, we'll do one more of this, and you want another giveaway? How about one give away some of this arugula too? Mine was just seeds. I was going to say he could have mine. Okay. Oh, that's nice of you. See, everyone in here is so nice. All right, this number 10, this is 3.2. Is it no? Yes, number 10. All right, then we'll do a giveaway. Ready, go. Jim Fowler. Jim won. All right, this is a giveaway. Here, I'll put this in. So good luck to whoever wins this, okay? This is fun. All I've been doing is like printing adapters and packing stuff like all week long. So now get a little bit, first time it works. Awesome. Now this is a little bit different, getting on here and then like chatting with y'all and doing this. Kind of breaks up the monotony. Then a little bit of stuff, me and my wife went through today, and you got all that on your mind. This kind of breaks the tension a little bit. All right, arugula, and I'll put a couple of those in there. All right. So good luck. Whoever wins that. Giveaway number 4. A bunch of arugula and a set of the adapters. And I've got I got 2 more sets we can have a giveaway. Guys, look, and this is when we take, there's a bunch of microgreens you can grow outside, and then this is when we take them and we transplant them. That's a bunch of baby greens. That's where we grew them just like this, and then we took some and put them into bigger containers. That's pak choi when it's growing out. That started just this way. All those downspouts. That's all on my channel. And watch, we grow it up the wall too. If you don't have space, you can grow them up the wall. Vertical growing. That's in a bunch of milk jugs. All that pak choi started this way, grown vertical up a wall. Are those for wide mouth jars and normal? These are all wide mouth. I had printed some up for the regular mouth, but they're just a lot smaller. So it's not really worth it. It would be like me having double the inventory and not really, you know, not really being worth it. So we're just doing wide mouth. All right. So we did arugula, basil, broccoli. Somebody said broccoli, right? Who's growing broccoli sprouts? Who's growing broccoli sprouts? Put a B. Put a B in the chat for broccoli or me. Basil, tatsoi. All right, I don't have a label for broccoli. I'll put those on tomorrow. Me. Was it a little spicy to you? Broccoli is like one of the healthiest microgreens to grow. To me, there's a little bit of a bite. Yes, a little bit. It's not, you don't expect it, right? Because broccoli, where you eat broccoli is kind of bland. The yummiest, if you want tasty, radish, spicy, I like the pak choi because it's got a little bit of flavor, but it's kind of neutral, and you can mix it in with a lot of different things, kind of like lettuce. You put on a bunch of different subs, right? No added to tacos. Oh, cool. My stomach literally just growled right there. I don't know if you heard it. Avocado toast. Hey, everybody put their favorite food and get hungry now. We ate lunch when we were out driving around and came back, packed orders, and then got ready and did this. So my stomach's growling. Radish is spicy. Yeah, guys, if you grow radish, like we'll do radish. If I grow a big container like that, we don't harvest the whole thing at one time. We get a little bit. If you put a bunch of your microgreens down in that, we kind of sprinkle it in. When you get a bite of it, like in a sandwich, it's kind of like radish. You're not going to have a whole bowl of radish, right? Some people do, but basically you have a salad and you have radishes sprinkled in it. You do the same thing with your microgreens. The things that are a little more bland is what you bulk up on, unless you really want spicy. Speckled peas that are 2 feet tall. Awesome. These need to be harvested. I need to plant some more. I think people are like, they've seen, on my channel, a bunch of peas. We got so much other stuff growing. I might go ahead and stop peas for a couple of weeks, and then we'll start it again. Anika, did you guys see that? Everybody throw purple hearts in there for Anika. She's the best. See that kind of stuff, like I said, everybody helps everybody out. You guys coming in here and that, and I'm just like speechless. But here, let's see. All right, this is the giveaway seeds. That one that we just had. Here goes the winner. Charmon, congratulations. And since Anika did that, and I don't have the blessed chat in that, I know she would bless you all. So there's $20 Amazon gift card. So I shared love a little bit. Add one of those in the pocket. So you gotta jump in there if you want $20 for Amazon. And that's because Anika's like really nice. We'll spread the love around a little bit. All right, you guys are awesome. Let's see, let me find the broccoli. All right, I'm gonna write broccoli on here. Number 11. That's awesome. I love it. YouTube and Facebook, I completely forgot about you guys over there. I got to come over there and see what's going on. Guys, is that enough broccoli? Who gets the little seed packets in a store when you plant a garden? How much are those now? I haven't bought them like years in that. I know they're like $3.99 or something before. How much are the little seed packets? Somebody let me know. $3 to $5. How many of these? If you get those seed packets, what's that compared to those? A couple of seed packets. That's why you buy microgreens. It's bulk. Okay. Some people are asking, can I use this stuff in the store, in the nursery, home improvement center? Like you can, but it's going to cost an arm and a leg. You want to go get microgreen seeds and get it in bulk. Okay. That'd be like 10 packets at least. So 10 times 3 or 5, right? You want to do that. Somebody look up like broccoli. What are you talking about? Let's see how much this is. 6 ounces. This is 6.7. 6.7 ounces. See, about 4 ounces of broccoli is about $8. If you go up to 1 pound, it's 16. So you get 1 pound for 16 bucks, right? If you bought the little packets in the store, you'd spend like $100 bucks. Okay. So look up microgreen seeds. Guys, I'm always saying True Leaf Market. Somebody who started their own seed company is coming back. It's called Greener Harvest Seeds. You'll hear more about that in the next couple of weeks. This somebody during lockdown started his own microgreen business selling. Then he started selling to restaurants. He did it during lockdown. He made a little business out of it. Then started teaching other people how to do that too. And then they found out when more growers got together, what do they need? They need better, like, quality seeds at a fair price in that. He started his own seed company. And he had a little personal problems. They shut it down for a good part of a year. They reorganized. He brought in another partner, some more investors, and he's starting again. Some of you guys know, YouTube and Facebook already know Greener Harvest Seeds, Josh Shaver, right? Sometime in September, he's going to start again. The first week of September, I think they're going to start up. I see a pound for 20 bucks. All right, so a pound for 20 bucks. Where we say this was. So go check out like True Leaf Market. When he gets started up, I like supporting small businesses. We're going to be buying a bunch of seeds from over there. But just watch for that. I'll be posting a bunch of stuff. But you want to get microgreen seeds. So they're like taking care of. They're not going to have like every microgreen under the sun. They're going and trying to find the best product at the best price, and get a really good product to y'all. I was wondering where he was. Yeah, he had like some stuff that, we're going through, and that he had something going through with his daughter and everything. So things are looking up, and he's gonna make a comeback. He's a great guy. So if you look him up, he's on Instagram. It's called Bagel Finagle. And then on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram's Bagel Finagle. I think on TikTok it's Greener Harvest Seed, but on Facebook and YouTube it's Greener Harvest Seed. All right, here goes the winner. Lynn, congratulations. We'll do another one with broccoli, another giveaway in a second, okay? All right, what'd I say? 6.6 ounces. All right, and Terry or somebody said 16 bucks for like a pound. 16, 20 bucks or something. Ready, go. Just want you guys to be informed, like what you're getting and what you're paying for. Anika, congratulations. Broccoli. You want broccoli in a giveaway? Number 12. Let me try to get half a pound in here. No, thank you. We love broccoli. Everybody needs to be eating the broccoli. Let's see what we can get in here. All right, we're going to pack this one. It's about 8 ounces. So that's half a pound. All right. So we're talking about 4, 4, 7, 14, about 14 bucks. So don't bid more than that. Want everybody to get a good deal. All right, ready? Go. Oh, it's going up. Thank you. Who's that? Athemon? I know I can't. The name's like really tiny. Congratulations. I know if I look at it tomorrow, somebody had one, Madre Day something. It was a funny name. And I just saw Mad Era something. And then when I was actually packing, I was like, ah, that's what it is. And it was really funny. I was just writing Madre down here. Number 12. Don't want to pack like we'll do what we have already. Basil, arugula, broccoli. You want to do like a pack with all of them? We do like a pound. We'll pack this one up. Sure, triple play. Let's do triple play. I got some tatsoi too. I'm trying to get this one half a pound too. Or we'll do, and then some, a little more than half a pound. Another one, half a pound. Broccoli. And go. Lynn, Pamela. Pamela, congratulations. See, that was number 13. Let's do triple play. All right. We'll call this broccoli. What do we do? Tatsoi. No, forget the tatsoi. Arugula. And our basil. Right, basil. We'll do basil. This is all going to be one, guys. I just do a whole cup. Basil, broccoli, arugula. All right, let me get a box for this one. If this works out, guys, maybe we'll do this. This is what I like, is because when you go over, what we used to do is a bunch of bags like this, right? We had a bunch, like we do 8 bags. When you just got that, that's like one cereal bowl. But people get skimpy. They would take just a little bit of this and put it in like a cereal bowl because they want to try a couple different kinds. And then it'd be like real sparse and falling over and leggy and that. So I want to do something where you guys are like, you'll be a little more heavy-handed. You know, you don't want like 2 or 3 layers of it or anything, right? But you'll put a little bit more. You won't be too skimpy, right? When you have stuff like that. Look, broccoli, arugula, basil. You want to know the weights? And then we're going to run it. The basil, 3.4 ounces. The arugula, 5.4 ounces. And the broccoli is 6 ounces. So what's that, up to a pound? Well, like 15 ounces. So we're right under a pound. So with my box and everything, so they're going to put us over a pound? Yeah. So I'll do 1 pound. All right, this would be the 1 pounder. Ready? Let's see. All right, 5 seconds. Ready, set, go. It's about a pound of seeds. Susan, congratulations. So do y'all like that, or you want to go back to the single ones? Do you have chickpeas? No, I tried some. Has anybody done chickpeas? I tried some, and they just turned out smelly. I couldn't get them to sprout that good. Need me some lettuce and top soy. Lettuce and top soy. I don't have lettuce written down. Guys, this one. That was exciting. Yeah, it was. This is pretty cool. We're not going to do a whole lot of lettuce. This is, you guys saw the red tip lettuce, the flame that I brought in, right? I don't have a big bag where we were going to do that. I've just got our stash. I'm going to give you some of that. We're going to run some of that right here. And it went and top soy. Right. You get top soy. Love the top soy. All right, here's this one. I ain't leave. I just got to dig in these other boxes. So my cups. Let's do top soy. Like that. Guys, this was my teaspoon. Does anybody know what a teaspoon is? This is about what I use for like one of these or the cereal bowl. When y'all see up here, you see us doing like a cereal bowl. It's about like this. Look, so look. All right, there's one. All right, so that's like one of the cereal bowls that we put together, so you can see how many you're going to get out of that. Somebody guess. How many would you get out of that? We can weigh it and see. Well, that's like 1 teaspoon. All right, that's 6 ounces. It's 5.8 ounces. I tried to grow lentils and they were fail. We did lentils, like ones we just got from the store, I think French lentils or something. And they came up with some like really pretty blue flowers. I let them go to seed. We weren't real crazy about the taste of it, you know, but if it's like health-wise, we would take it and mix it in with other things. But I want to eat like the lentils like all by themselves. Like I can sit on like sunflowers, basil, you know, things like just munch on things. The lentils I had to mix with other stuff. Guys, this is the flame lettuce that you saw us bring out. Y'all, let me know if you want me to bring some of the lettuce back out, show you again real quick if somebody hasn't seen it. If not, this is some of it. Like I said, I don't have a ton of it, but I'm going to give whoever wins this quite a few. What blows my mind too, each one of those is like a head of lettuce. You can actually take that and go plant it in your yard and have like 100 heads of lettuce like right there. That's why the little seed packets you get and you plant outside don't have that much. Like that's like 100 heads of lettuce right there. But it takes like 2 months to grow, and all kinds of stuff can happen along the way, right? When you grow it like I did a couple weeks in the house, you don't have all those worries, and it's comes that fast, and you can just replant, start over again. This is that flame lettuce. I can hear you. I can't tell people because they can't hear, but if you can't hear me at any time, leave the stream and come back in. Sometimes Whatnot's been glitching and messing up a little. Lentil chili is good too. Hey, that sounds good now. Mix up with some chili powder in that. Lettuce, I grow it consecutive. Oh, cool. Terry, yeah. Are those microgreens? No, this is lettuce. This is a microgreen seed. But basically microgreens, like I said, the only difference, let's see. This flame, this might be regular lettuce. And you saw how big I was growing it, right? Bok choy, I keep them growing. Yeah, bok choy is awesome. Bok choy, you can keep pulling leaves from outside and it'll keep growing until it bolts. Then we set ours outside. Once it bolts, it makes a bunch of yellow flowers, and the bees love it. They'll come flying around, bumblebees and everything. Okay, this one's going to be 5.9 ounces of the pak choi and 1 ounce of the lettuce. It's a light one. Let's see, so that one will be under a pound. 0 to 7. Nope, hold on. There we go, 8 to 15. I gotta get the pound right. All right, ready, set, go. Gloria, congratulations. Gloria, that went up. I'm going to get something else in there. All right, so you got the flame lettuce. Gloria, that went up. I got a surprise for you. All right, you got, that's all that tatsoi. That's the flame lettuce. I don't have a lot of this. I don't have enough to give out. And even on True Leaf, they're running out. The big bags, they're down to, I think, 4-ounce bags or something. The red cabbage that you guys see me grow, the one that you saw me make the fresh kraut out of, we made the Reuben sandwich. That one grows really good. I'll bring some out here tomorrow. I've got a little bit of that. And Gloria, I'm going to give you some in here. All right, so this one's not for sale. Because I don't have a lot of it. But Gloria, since that one went up a little bit, I'm going to give you some of my personal stash. All right. There you go. All right, what else? Salad at Gloria's place. It went so quickly, my screen froze up. Yeah, that one did go. That one did go quick. Y'all let me know. I might could do another one, another lettuce. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot of that because we keep growing it. Guys, I'm gonna come out and harvest those tomorrow. I might do a video in the morning because we have about 12 of them in bottles like this, and they're packed in tight. They're growing tall, and now they need to spread out. So I need to. They're in the 3-foot grow rack, wire rack. They're packed in now. I need to spread them out a little bit so they can kind of start growing, and then their leaves will turn red. Hey, everybody get enough seeds, or you want more? And what do you want for giveaway? We haven't had a giveaway in a while. Oh, I said we've got a couple more of these, right? Somebody wanted them. So I only have enough to do giveaways. I can't just toss them in for free for people. Yes. Let's do, what was that? The top soy? Here, giveaway. Let's do another giveaway. Who won the Amazon gift card? I was running my mouth. That's because Anika was like, bless us, like $100. Who won that? This is gonna have 2 of these growers in it. You've been giving yours away too, guys. There's so many people in here just like sharing. It's like blowing my mind. I never even thought that when we first started making things and learning how to put them on the internet and like people would buy it. It didn't cross my mind that people would be buying more and just like sharing it with people. Just packed some for my daughter with seeds. Awesome. Lynn won it. Okay, so when Lynn won it, that was the $20 Amazon gift card. All right, tatsoi. Hey, we're gonna do this is a giveaway. Free tatsoi. That's quite a bit in there. I made a kit for my cousin's birthday. Oh, you're awesome. And thank you for engaging with us on like Facebook all the time. I always see you in there with your comments and that. Thank you very much. And Terry too. I think Terry, I see you on YouTube, right? All right, this is a giveaway. Lots of you. I see lots of you over there. All right, there we go. Tatsoi, and then I got one more set. We'll do another 5. All right, we did arugula. Y'all let me know if you want to like circle back and get a couple of them. What else do we got? Speckled peas. Does anybody want speckled peas? It's the least I can do. Oh, thank you very much. Basil. More basil? YouTube mostly. Yeah, I try to leave a comment. Yeah, thank you very much. Helps the algorithm. Yeah, lots of people like lost traffic and that, like Facebook, YouTube. They switched things around to where it was like when people like clicked and watched and that. Now it's like how long people watch and how people engage or sharing it is like the big one. And like, so if people aren't never sharing your content, it doesn't ever go anywhere. So anything y'all do like helps in that. Are they butter beans? Nope, I don't have butter beans. Peas, speckled peas. And they look like that. Can grow in rooting vegetables like carrots and potatoes. Yeah, but not like this. You can start it like this, but then you put them in bigger containers. They won't be perfect. You won't get perfect looking carrots and potatoes and that because there's no earth kind of holding them. Even with the earth, you know, sometimes they get weird shape, but with nothing, they just grow, right? So you get like gnarly looking carrots and sweet potatoes, and they just grow all kind of wacky ways. Cilantro, we love cilantro. Cilantro is one that takes a little while to germinate, about 2 to 3 weeks. But if you take it and take like a jar and squash it to break that husk, it'll germinate a lot faster. And we actually grow the cilantro out to coriander. We grow it out and let it seed. We let it bolt, and grab some seed in that too, because the seed's just another spice, right? But we actually grow that. We love cilantro. When we get a couple of plants, that's one that we actually take and plant into a different container, and it'll grow wild. Butter crunch. Yeah, I start my radishes and adapters, and then I move them. Get beautiful French breakfast. Oh, awesome, Terry. Isn't that cool? When I pull them out of the big container, like that one right there, I pull them out. Yeah, the red arrow radish are fingerling radishes. You know, they're not round ones, they're long ones. You know, I was pulling out like little radishes out of there. You know, not every one of them is going to turn into a radish unless you do like Terry, where you pull them out, transfer them, where they have their own space and their own nutrients and that. They're living in their own apartment, right? But if you have them packed in here like this, like not all of these, like this looks like a bunch of basil, right? But not all of them. See, there's some tiny, tiny ones down here that aren't getting enough nutrients and stuff. Maybe these guys sent roots down quicker and the water level dropped, and these could get down there and these didn't get down there, right? So you got like smaller ones too. All right, so did anybody want speckled peas or no? Put Y for yes and N for no. I have basil that's 4 foot tall. Tiffany, that is awesome. Isn't it cool? Yes. All right, speckled peas. I think I already got some labels on here. All right, speckled peas a little heavier, so we're probably going to be moving up to the 8 to 11 ounce. Let's pack one. Y'all let me know if you want me to mix this up with something else. Guys, if you like growing pea shoots, this is economical. What's it like? A pound is only like $8, I think. Somebody can look it up and check. And for like $16 to $20, you can get 5 pounds. Right? So nobody bid $20 on it. Go to True Leaf Market and that, or when Justin and them start Green to Harvest seeds and get it in bulk. This is This is 7 ounces, so this is about half a pound. Who do you got? Cutie hats. Congratulations. I thought maybe my kids touched it. Let me try to put 1 more ounce in there. Did he say where he buys the seeds in bulk from? No, that's I think he's buying it from the same place. As it's going to be a wholesale place. He's not going to like True Leaf and buying theirs, because he's competing with prices just like another seed company. So it's like me, if I'm going to take my stuff up to like our local farmers market, right? If I just go to the farmers market downtown and grab their stuff and come in and just, I have to jack up the price, right? Otherwise, if I go to the farmer and get it wholesale, then I can sell it for the same price as the other like retail. So that's what they're going, they're not getting it from like where we buy it. This is going to be from a seed company that only sells in bulk and that. Oh, where did I get mine? Most of them right now, these that y'all are getting are True Leaf Market. The ones that have the labels on it will say True Leaf Market. If I get it somewhere else, it'll say it. When I start getting Green to Harvest seeds, they'll say it on there. And the label that they get, that's what these are. I just copied the label that came on the bag. So it has like the germination rate on it, the date, the lot, where it came from and all of that. And what country, you know, if it came from Canada or US and everything. So when I get it from Green Harvest Seeds, I'll just get their label and I'll put their name on there too. I figured for the little tiny packets, we didn't really need it. But then when we're getting into bigger packets, you'll know where they came from. All right, half a pound. Looks like some white fuzz. Is that normal? I hate picking this. Google root hair, ROOTHAIR, hair, root hairs versus mold and mildew. And look at the pictures. If it's on, like the seed itself, if it's not seed, if it's on the sprout, like if you got a little tiny sprout and it's on like where the roots are, basically you have root hairs. I got a low battery. Hold on, I thought it was plugged in. Hold on one second. If I disappear, guys, I'll get my phone and I'll try to come back on. Hold on one second. I kicked the plug out. All right, let's see if I start charging up. It was about to disconnect me. Greener Harvest Seed. Yeah, they'll be back. If you go on Facebook and Instagram, I think it was on TikTok. His most recent post is saying they'll be back. And if you want like updates, you sign up like his little newsletter and tell him Keep on Growing sent you. All right. Half a pound. Let's see. Speckle peas for 1 pound is $8. So this is only like $4. All right, guys. So don't go crazy. So if anybody wants that, let's see. Y'all let me know what size bag you want me to do. I'll do a couple of bags. All right, this is the $4 bag. Ready? Go. There you go. Mitch, good job. Number 2, the 8 to 11. This is in a different weight. All right, we'll see. We'll do a couple of these, guys. Any more tatsoi? Yeah, I'll do tatsoi next. Let me do a couple of these. This is 8.8, a little over half a pound. We'll do tatsoi next. And guys, if this works out good, I'll like pack up all the stuff before the show next time. Like I said, I was contemplating not even going live tonight, so this kind of haphazard. But we'll be prepared next time. If everybody wants seeds, I'll order in bulk and break some up for y'all. You know, if it helps. So, ready? Go. It's a $4 bag. And Jim Fowler. What number are we on? 3. Here, we'll mix it up with something. With a tatsoi. Who wanted tatsoi? So let's do this. We'll do tatsoi by itself, but let's mix one up because we're having fun. We got 8.8 ounces of peas. This, guys, when I first started out, this would take me a whole year. You know, I wasn't making a whole lot of videos, but my tatsoi that I was growing and showing videos off, that little bit would take me a whole year. All right, that's 4.9 ounces and 8.9. So a little over half a pound and 4.9 ounces. So where is that putting us at? That might keep us under a pound. Sorry, like I said, next time I'll be more prepared and have the weights and everything. I'll bring out my seed machine. Nope, it's going to go over a pound with the box mat. So this will be 1 pound plus. All right, ready? Tatsoi and peas. 5 seconds and go. Monica, congratulations. All right, does somebody want tatsoi by itself? We out of bags already? Night. All right. Yeah, if anybody have to say goodnight, Terry, goodnight, Teraboo. And we'll be back on either tomorrow night or Sunday. Guys, grow lights, the more you can spend on grow lights, the better. You're trying to replace the sun. You can get started. I got started with this. Just little, mine's got a ukulele stuck to it. Little shop lights. I got started with stuff like that, right? But the stuff you see me growing right now, Vic from Happy Leaf Grow Lights sent me a couple lights, and these things are like the Cadillac of lights. They're great. They're a little costly. So I'm going to have a couple of gift cards. If you guys on YouTube and Facebook saw that, I'm going to have a couple of this week. We're going to have 2 $50 gift cards for the grow lights. And we'll probably do that Sunday afternoon. So keep an eye out. So make sure you're following and bookmark our other shows and that. YouTube and Facebook. Hope you guys are doing all right. I haven't been over here. I'm watching on YouTube and I couldn't tell how to join the contest. Let's see. I've got one link, and that's to the portal. Give me 1 second. Let me get the other link. Sorry, when I stream to all these places, I get caught up with whatnot when we're doing the auction. So over here, YouTube and Facebook, you get a $15 credit. Past couple weeks, it's been $25. You have $15 credit to shop with. Mila said, good night. Yep. Grow microgreens inside or outside. When do the auctions end? Yeah, you got to get on over to Whatnot to do the auction. I can't do it on YouTube and Facebook, but there's the links for you all to jump over. And I'll shut down that live stream. I'll start back tomorrow. I might start early on YouTube and Facebook, and we'll just go through like Q&A and do a couple demos before I jump on Whatnot. So I'll let y'all get that link if you want to jump over here. And if not, I'm going to sign you off in a minute. I'm giving away a light. Where are you going to be doing the light giveaway? It's not going to be a light giveaway. It's going to be a gift card. It's going to be for $50 for True Leaf Light. And we might be doing it YouTube and Facebook. If I do it over there, I have to do like a comment picker. So we might do it there. Or we might do it here. We might do one. I've got two. Maybe we'll do one on Whatnot and one over on YouTube and Facebook. And some of you guys who came from YouTube and Facebook, you double dip, right? So you can do like both. So you can get in on both. But it's not a grow light. It's a $50 gift certificate. So you can get whichever one you want when you go over there. But like I said, these are like the best lights. Varina, those work good. I used those for years. I got like a set of 6. And I could put on like 3 different racks on my wire rack. And that was about $60 to $80, depending on what time of year they're selling it. The Happy Leaf grow lights, they're about $100 for a grow light. But I have one on a rack, and it covers it. The rack is just full of food. What do you call it? I took you guys in there last week, right? I'll take some pictures of it. When I have the Barina lights, it only goes like down. The ones that are right here get a little bit of light. The ones out here don't get any. They're all struggling. They're all trying to reach towards the middle. But Vic's ones, I put them up there and the entire rack. So you get your money's worth out of it. So you're trying to replace the sun. You know, so some people cheap out and get some little cheap grow lights and then stick them way up here trying to like cover everything. And they're like, you know, what's going on? That's the one thing. If you want to save your money and save up, the better grow lights you can get, whether it's Happy Leaf or whatever, to me, the more you can spend on it, the better it is. So if you want to get started with some cheap LED shop lights, do that, get started, save up your money, and then get you a good grow light. So that's why we're doing the gift certificate. So you can go in there and look, and you might want 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever, depending on what you want to do. What do you call it? We might do that more often, you know, if you guys like that. All right, where were we? Somebody want more tatsoi? You love the tatsoi. Y'all seen any of the tatsoi? See, there's our rack right there. This was a couple weeks ago. Now this, see that right there? The little tiny ones, the basil? That's this guy right here. That one's gone. That one's harvested. That's actual kale. That's red Russian kale. I got a tiny bit of red Russian kale left. These are our lettuce. This is red cabbage down here we're talking about. And that's what, if you saw our video and we let that grow out and cut it up and made fresh kraut out of it. But see that little tiny basil? That's this thing here. This guy right here, these are so big we can't even move them. These guys are, you can't hardly see the bottles anymore. And I took you on a field trip last week. Went to the auctions in your shop and I want to buy a 4-pack of microgreen growers, and I have bids and hoping to check out. Yeah, Finsco. I'm not running any of the microgreen growers tonight. If you do buy any, they're in the shop for what our regular prices, because we've been getting so many orders from my other shops that I can't really sell them. If I sell these like cheaper here, I like to have a deal. I get behind on my other orders. So we got to keep those going out. So pretty much as soon as we're done with the show, I fire up the printers and just keep printing. And we have those going. So I don't have any right now. We've got another company I'm working with. And once they pick up the slack, basically I can scale out as much because they got 1,000 printers. So once I get that set up and people are ordering more from there, I can be able to print more that I can come on here and sell. So things have just gone wild. It's because everybody's worried about growing their own food and nobody wants explosive diarrhea and the economy's going to shit and stuff like that, right? So everybody's growing their own food. So we've been blessed. Our sales have been going up and just been steady. So we were coming on here like selling 50 sets of these, right, guys? We'd have like 4. We'd sell like 50 sets of them in a night at a cheap price. So like on YouTube and Facebook over there, if you guys go to Etsy, it's $19.99, right, for a set of 4, right? What did we do a flash sale over here, guys, on Whatnot one night? $13.50 or something, right? $13. So we gave $7 off. And you know, because we had extra. We had all the orders filled. We came on and did about 50 of them, I think. So it just depends on our inventory. So once we get certain things taken care of, we'll have more. I like coming on and having sales and giving people a deal. But the sales that we get, like YouTube, like Facebook, Etsy, and that, our sales, the regular price, that's the thing that actually sustains the business. And when we get enough sales, that's why we can come over and give discounts and have fun, like on Whatnot. But if we don't have that, then we're just like bleed money out over here, right? So when we get caught up with that, we're getting things in place, so we got more to sell. So right now we don't have like anything. Every one of the adapters, our boxes were like empty, and I had them all like full a couple weeks ago. Couple videos. That's why you guys need to get into social media. A couple videos go viral, or they don't even have to go viral. Like they line up. We had like we had a tutorial how to do your mason jar. We had a tutorial on how to do the microgreen grower. Then we had a tutorial on how to do the refillable. Then I did a tutorial or a short video on nutrients, a short video on leca, short video on seeds, 30 seconds. But all of those correlated so that when somebody watched one, they watched the other ones. So they kept watching those, and then they click the links and buy the product. So anybody can do what I'm doing. It's like not magic. So it's been cool. We've been doing that. Let me do I'm gonna keep you guys here all night. Let me do the talk, so I can talk all night about all this stuff. This tatsoi, this is in the mustard family, like mustard greens. There's a little bit of a kick to it. It's not spicy like radish, but you know how pak choi is like bland, like if you go get bok choy and stir fry, it's bland. This one has a little bit of a kick to it. How long do you run grow lights? When I go to bed, I turn them off, and I'm running, so I'm like waking up every 2 hours, 2, 4, 6, about 6 hours, they're off. And then when I go out that third time or whatever, I turn them back on. So I turn them off about 6, anywhere from 6 to 8 hours a night you can do. Zero to 7. All right, 5 seconds, guys. This is 4.9 ounces of tatsoi. And go. We're at number 15. Finn, congratulations. No, 14. Tatsoi. Want a bigger bag? Here, I'll be on like tomorrow or Sunday. Sunday we're gonna be having a giveaway. My thing says low battery, even though it's charging up. One more here real quick, guys. Ready, set, go, before I get cut off. T. Levine, congratulations. Number 15. Let me see why I'm plugged in. It's not liking me today. Right, we're at 9%. We got 9%. All right, quick guys, before it turns off, I'll do some more of this tomorrow. I might, if I get time, it depends on how many orders we got to pack up. If I get time, I'll pack it before we go live. Okay. We're gonna call this Stuff the Box. One more giveaway. If we're gone, we'll do this tomorrow night. And I love everybody. Preemptive, I love you, but I'm gonna do a big giveaway right now. All right. and we'll come back. I'll have these seeds, and we'll be more prepped tomorrow. So if we get cut off, we'll do a giveaway tomorrow. We're gonna do a big one. This is in honor of Anika. All right, good night, Valerie. Good night. See you online. All right, this is a bunch of tatsoi. We got speckled peas here. We're gonna do our adapters. I'll see what I got. All right. I don't have any to sell, but I'm going to take it out of one of our boxes. Okay. Speckled peas, tatsoi. I'm going to take some of the microgreen growers. So somebody wanted, this is going to be a giveaway. I got 8% power on my iPad. YouTube, Facebook, we're going to sign off. We're just doing a big giveaway. Jump over to Whatnot. There's Whatnot. I'm going to have to sign off. Our power's going down. Love you all. We'll see you tomorrow. And